Morning Cactus people. Today we're going to be grafting two Opuntias together. Namely this one. This will be the stock. This is an Austrocylindropuntia subulata, or Eve's needle, which is a very vigorous plant. It grows at about a foot a year. Here's a cutting I did last year. You can see the size of that. That's all this is new growth. So they do shoot up, they're very vigorous, and we're going to be grafting that, or grafting onto it, with a less vigorous one. This one is Austrocylindropuntia floccosa, and this is a lovely clumping cactus, which it does grow to a fair size. It forms huge clumps up in the tops of the mountains, but it's quite a lot slower growing. Now here's one I did last year. Now, bearing in mind these are both off the same plant, you can see this has hardly put any growth, well, hasn't put any growth out this year at all, and this has already started putting new growths out on the side here. So hopefully it's getting the vigour from this plant to make this one grow a bit bigger, and then what I can do, I can take off each bit of new growth and root those up separately, so I'll get more cuttings from the same plant. So that's the idea. This one was quite successful. I have done them that didn't succeed. I've got one that is not looking too good at the moment over there, but it's still, I've only just started watering, so I'll leave it a few more weeks before deciding that's a write-off. So okay, we want to graft a small one of these onto the top of one of these. So where we start, normally I'll cut the top off and I'll just plonk it on there, but I know that's not the best method. You can have failures there, so what I'll do is go through the way you should be doing it rather than what I do all the time. So first thing, sterilise your knife. I've got some methylated spirits there. I've cleaned this blade with a little bit of wet and dry paper as well to make sure there's nothing nasty on it. And so that's quite sterile. And main thing to remember when grafting is you don't want to touch any part of the cut surfaces on either the plant you're grafting or the one you're grafting onto. So if you touch a cut surface, stop and start again, cut it again, because if you've touched it, it will get an infection in. So we're going to take a good looking parts in between. No, hang on, there's something I'm forgetting. Before we do that, putting some tape round the middle a bit lower down is a good thing to do. Now I'm using a knife, so I'll have to sterilise it again. This gives the tape you're holding it onto something to grab onto, because if you try and put tape onto the plant as it is, it quite often it will stick for a bit and then it will pull off. You come in the morning and it's not stuck anymore. So if you put just a circle round there, it gives your tape something to stick to. Just a little tip there, but I found it's a little more useful. Right, so start again. Wipe the knife, make sure it's clean. Okay, you've still got some meths on there, and then select a part in between the spines, try and make it horizontal, and try and do it without touching. It's quite a tough little plant, this one. It's always much easier when you're not doing it on camera. There we go, nice clean cut there, and I didn't touch any of it. So then, sorry, I've got to put my glasses on there, just to be on the safe side. A little bit more meths on the knife. It's probably best to use a bigger knife than what I'm using. I've got my machete around somewhere, but I didn't get it out for this exercise. And then leave a reasonable sized bit on the plant and cut again, as keeping it as horizontal as. Oh, I've dropped it. Did that touch? No, it's alright, it didn't actually touch on the bottom there, so that's fine. And top. Ow, it's stuck into my finger. So try and get that central as possible. Now what some people would do is go around that and cut at an angle. I haven't done that because it looks very pretty, but I've not really seen the point of doing it. Now what I did, I took the precaution of taking a bit of tape off first. Now you need two bits. Try and get that central. This is where it can go horribly wrong. And pull. Once got one bit on, hold the top and then try and put a bit of pressure, so you're pulling it down a little bit. It don't have to be totally. I'm taking off the other side that was originally stuck and putting a little bit more pressure on there, so that's held quite firm there. That's good. And then I've prepared a little bit of tape showing at the end. It takes ages to find the end of the tape otherwise. And again, other side of that, so you're going over both and over the top. And I'm going to have to cut this in a second, but pulling it down and then onto your bit of tape that you've already put around there. Now that feels quite firmly stuck there. Where's my knife? Now what I could do, just to be on the safe side, is cut another piece just to go around the tape you've already stuck on. That's probably a bit of overkill, but it will stop it going anywhere. So there, that's fine. That's quite firm. And what I'll do now, put this somewhere safe so it doesn't get knocked, and leave it for a week or so, and then hopefully we'll see that the graft is taken. Once the graft is taken, you can take, which is normally a week as I say, take the tape off and let it get on with growing, so it should form a nice bond there. I have got one that didn't actually form a bond, but it formed a bond, but it's not actually connecting to the, I think it's xylem and phloem in the plants, the tubes that take the sap up and down. But it's been on there for what, 2 years now, and it's not dead, which is very confusing. I'll show you that in another time. So this I'll treat with sulphur where it's cut there, and that will probably sprout multiple heads on there, so it's a win-win situation. And if I didn't have dozens of needle plants already, I could also either treat that with sulphur or let it callus over, and then I could root that bit up if I wanted to. But I've got lots of those plants at the moment, so I won't be doing that. So, and again we'll have another look at the one I did last year, and you can see we've got 1, 2, 3 new heads, not including the main growing tip there, so this might work very well. So there we go, one Austrocylindropuntia onto another. Keep them crossed, and we'll come back to this in another video. Thank you very much for joining us. As a supplemental, I mentioned that I had one that I'd grafted that didn't take properly but is still alive. Well, this is it. Did this 2 or 3 years ago, I think. This is just a peanut cactus on the edge of that. It's Puntia humifuse I grafted it onto. There was a bit of infection on it which healed up when I did it, but this isn't dead. Yet it's not growing at all, so it's very confusing. It must be just connected by like one tube or something. So well, I thought I'd leave it there. So it's interesting. Apart from that, this is one I did a few weeks ago, which as I mentioned in the earlier bit, if you don't put a piece of tape around the bottom, the tape can come off the main plant, which it has on this one because I didn't didn't put a piece around the bottom. So but now while we're on the subject, I'm going to just take this off and make sure this graft is taken. I'm peeling this off of a puncture, so just seal the tape up because that will be covered in glockids now. And what I did with this one, on the area where it was exposed after the graft, I just coated it with sulphur just to stop any further infection, because we had a bit of infection, as I say, on this one. This has been on there for 2 years at least now, and it's growing away quite happily. It was about half the size when I put it on there. And this one is Chameleon hybrid, which I thought would be interesting to put that on as well. This has got a bit of a trailing habit. It's not like the upright peanut cactus. So I thought it would just be interesting. Now I'm going to put my finger on the puncture and wobble it a little bit, and yeah, that graft has taken nicely. That's on there good and proper. So blow the excess sulphur off there. And it doesn't look like any infections got in there, but it's a bit early to tell, so we'll leave that. It's had one watering this year, and it will get another watering next week, and then a feed as well. So just thought I'd show you that one as well. Turn it round. Here's my little soldier. Looks like a little Dalek, doesn't it? Anyway, enough of this madness. Back to the rest of it. Thank you very much.